What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. We're recording this live Saturday, March 19th, 2022 over on twitch.tv/the Whatnauts. This is episode 112. Coming up on today's show, Silent Hill's coming back, Kyle's gone, and Alan forgot to be here again. So it's just me and Ignacio.
Yeah. It's just the two of us.
My name is Gino Viteri, and I'm joined by Ignacio Rojas. What's up, Ignacio?
Doing good. How are you?
I got a little shaken up because I didn't write again on coming up on today's show. I didn't write in there again.
God damn it, Gino.
So
I already have Alan and Kyle dropping the ball. Now I don't need you also dropping the ball today.
So I had to look through real quick. I saw the first thing I saw, and then I just came up with the rest.
How the hell did I drop the ball?
Shut up, disembodied boys.
You're not supposed to be here, dude. You said you had to take a shit, man.
I'm moving. I have to pack. There's so much stuff to do. I have to multitask.
Yeah, 100%. So we were talking before we started recording here. I was telling Ignacio that I was having Taco Bell, right?
Yep.
So I just want to reiterate again to you what that means is, which is why I was telling you that, Ignacio, is that at any moment I might have to really go to the bathroom. Okay. So we're gonna try to maybe blast through this or something. At some point, Kyle might have to take over. And when I go to the bathroom, it's not scoot it and shoot it. You know what I mean? Shoot it and scoot it. You know what I mean? It's more like, let's be there. I'm gonna use my phone because I gotta be there, for a little bit. So
talk about a Baja Blast, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens. I had a chicken quesadilla.
Yeah.
And 3 little burrito wraps.
How little?
They were probably like this big, maybe.
Okay.
This big.
Okay.
The size of my palm, maybe for audio. Okay. Size of my palm. I got a pretty regular sized palm. But they were extremely good. So
okay, good.
So I am full, but maybe I might get the little shits, the Taco Bell shits later. So I guess we'll see what happens. What happens? What happened? What'd you say? So anyway, Alan's not here. Because Alan's, let's be honest, guys, and I think we all know this from a year and a half of listening to him. That guy's a fool. Let's be honest here. He forgets, he forgets things, and he can't defend himself here, so I'm gonna rail him, right? I'm gonna rail him real hard. He forgets. He says I gotta work and I gotta do this, and I already planned something, and it just, you know what I mean? Alan is not a gamer, right? He just plays games that he hates because he wants to hear that little pop-up come up on the screen. Like all little trophy hunters, dude. No matter how bad the game is, he's going to finish it because he wants all those trophies. Got a little bit of a problem there. Got a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah.
So
also,
I don't know.
What kind of person...
Yeah.
What kind of person just... It's a day that you're supposed to record the podcast that you record every week.
Yeah.
And what kind of person just somehow forgets that they're supposed to record that day? I cannot think. I cannot.
It happened to me once, so I get it. You know what I mean? It happened to me once, so I understand it happening once. But twice? Now something's going on here. You know what I mean? You gotta be some kind of fool for that to happen. But what was I gonna say? So we don't know what he's doing. And then the last time he forgot, he was like, don't we record at 5:49? A specific time. Such a specific time, dude. Who does that? Freaking Alan, dude. What a guy, dude. What a guy. Let me clear my throat. So we don't know what he's doing, but apparently he made plans because he thought we canceled this podcast for some reason.
Yeah.
So
somehow when Kyle started talking about us doing the...
If anything, it's Kyle's fault, yeah.
Yeah, if we're being honest, yeah.
Pretty honest with you.
Because Cal started talking about doing the fantasy draft, which I don't know why we're doing every single month. I feel like we did it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently Alan took that as we're not doing the podcast. So
yeah. Wow. Well,
well,
yeah, I feel like we could wait on the fantasy draft a little bit longer.
Yeah,
maybe if I have to go
y'all
bid
are
on
the
something,
ones that really wanted to check in on this every month.
That was mainly me.
Nope.
It was mainly me. I'll say it.
I said we should do it once every quarter.
I'll say it. It was me. It was me that said every month. Ignacio was against that. And then we ended up on, we could check it every month. Whoever doesn't have to join. But I feel like none of us, maybe at one point, none of us have to do anything some months. So I feel like play that by ear. We'll play that by ear, of course. But anyway, Ignacio.
Yep.
Why don't we get into what we've been playing here?
We could do it.
Talk. Let's do it. All right. So I have here Elden Ring 2. And I said Elden Ring 2. I said that for a very specific reason. I said that because I started playing Tunic.
Oh, not the game that I was thinking of. I thought you were going to talk about Stranger of Paradise.
Oh, no. I did try that one as well. I guess I could talk about it. But I tried Tunic and I tried Stranger of Paradise. Both games that you can compare to, obviously, a Souls kind of game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Tunic, more akin to, Legend of Zelda kind of game. Mm-hmm. Very similar to, what's that one that came out recently for the Switch? The isometric view one?
Link's Awakening,
that one. It's like that. It looks very much like that. But it's, it has that sort of aspect of you're gathering this gold, and when you die, you lose the gold. And you gotta go pick it up again or whatever, stuff like that. Same thing as like losing souls and stuff like that. But this game, and the way it gives you instructions is through an actual instruction manual that you find pieces of throughout in the world, and it's in a different language. So you go off the small words that are in English and the pictures. So you kind of learn how to play the game through those instruction manuals, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. Little difficult, pretty difficult. But this game does have those settings where you could go invisible or waste no stamina or God mode or whatever, stuff like that. So that's cool. If it ever gets extremely hard, then I'll end up doing that. But it is a little difficult, but it's good enough. It's fun. It's cool. It's a cute little world. Nice little music. It's a cute game. It's a cute game to play. So it's definitely recommended if you have Game Pass. It's on Game Pass, which they didn't say until it came out. So that's.
I could have sworn they had said, because I before the game came out, I would have sworn that the game was coming out in Game Pass.
I thought it was too, but then everyone was always saying they never confirmed that it was coming to Game Pass. So I was like, oh, I guess not then. But it did. Day one came to Game Pass. It's a pretty cool game. It's definitely worth a try if you are playing Elden Ring and you want a break from Elden Ring to go to something that's like Elden Ring, then definitely try Tunic. And I also played a little bit of Stranger of Paradise, right? Which is another Elden Ring like a game, but also you could change the difficulty to make it easy. So already a plus there because I like easy. But Stranger of Paradise is extremely cringy. Like, it's so funny. It's so incredibly funny how intense these guys are. Like, they are, I renamed them. Their names are Jack, Jed, and what's the other guy's name? Ash. Jack, Jed, and Ash. Sorry. Jack, Jed, and Ash. Bunch of freaking bozos, right? Doesn't that sound like a bunch of bozos, dude? So I named them Chad, JC, and Will. Because I felt like that matched.
You think those are better?
I felt like that matched better. But yeah, that game's super cringy. And gameplay is pretty PS3 like, you know what I mean?
It sure looks like that.
PS3 kind of looking game. But like, I feel like not as a compliment to it, because when you think of Kana, which felt like a PS2 game, right?
Mm.
It was very in a complimentary kind of way with Kana, where this feels like this good kind of PS2 game that we used to love back then. And obviously it looks beautiful, but Stranger of Paradise just looks and plays like that 100%, like came out in the PS3 era, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And very cringy, very cringy. So definitely wait for a sale for that one if I were to say anything about it.
Okay.
But yeah, and I've been playing Elden Ring too. I feel like that's all you have here, Ignacio. So is that all you've been playing as well?
Yeah, that's all I've been playing all week.
So any new thoughts on it? How do you feel about it still?
I'm still enjoying it very a lot. I'm 58 hours into the game, and it still has that thing where every time that I go into the game, or most times that I go into the game, I go, I don't know what I'm gonna do here, so I don't know if I'm gonna be entertained this playthrough, and then 4 or 5 hours will pass, and I just cannot put it down. Yeah, because there is always something to do in the game. You can always, even if you do not know where to go, wherever you go, that's a choice that you can take, and you can easily spend so many hours in the game. My only problem has been with this one boss that I'm fighting right now, which is the fire giant, which has been kicking my ass for over 2 hours. Oof. And so, yeah, and the good thing with Elden Ring is that you, for the most part, you can circumvent certain enemies. Even if you, for example, there's a lot of dragons scattered around the world that whenever I try to fight them, I end up getting killed. So getting up to this one boss, there was the one dragon there. He kicked my ass once, and I just, for the next one, I just kept running forward without ever fighting the dragon. And so that's one thing that you can do. But for this one boss, it's this one path that you need to get to the next boss that I want to fight. And I have to beat it. I have to beat the boss. Yeah. In order to advance. And so I'm in that problem where I keep going and going and going. And I feel like this is one. This is the time that I'm going to beat him. And some bullshit happens where he smashes me with a shield that I didn't see coming, or one thing that I don't like about the game is that when you are doing a special attack, you are locked to it. You cannot stop in the middle of it. So sometimes I'll do my special attack on my sword that is beam. And so I'll do that, and all of a sudden the fire giant will start this one attack which creates fire all around you, and if the fire hits you, you die instantly. At least for my case, it takes away all of my life. And so if I'm doing that attack and then all of a sudden he starts doing his attack, I'm screwed because I cannot do anything about it. Or then there's his other attack, which is kind of like fire meteors that he shoots, where at the first stage it is one, so I can block it and I'll be fine. It takes away minimal damage. Or I can try to dodge it, and even if I fail, I'm still alive. I can still heal myself. But for the second stage, it is two of those meteors. So if I dodge and I fail, the second one will kill me. If I dodge it, the second one will get me and it will kill me. And if I block it, the second one will kill me again.
And it's tough now because your build specifically, the one that you have, they nerfed in the new patch.
Yeah, they nerfed it.
So you do even less damage now. And that's what I was. I was running that as like my secondary weapon. And they nerfed that. So I kind of got to the point in the game where it's like, I want to just see the credits now. I want to see the credits and then maybe go back and just do other stuff after that.
I'm at that point too.
So I'm a little bit ahead of the fire giant. The next area is freaking hard as shit. Even harder than that. So good luck with that. But
Yeah.
I'm past that, and I'm almost. I think I'm at the last boss. I just haven't played it yet because I am
Yeah.
scared. So I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm at that
Yeah.
point where it's a great game. I think it'll be probably one of my, depending on what comes out this year, one of my games of the year. But I do want to see the end of it, and a lot of stuff. There's so much stuff that I just haven't seen in that game yet, and that I know that I probably will never see.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
still good game. Still good game.
Again,
Really
I'm
great.
58 hours in, so I've loved the game for all the 58 hours, but it has
Yeah.
been 58 hours, so at one point I want to move on to the next game.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm also at the point where I want to roll credits.
Exactly. And I haven't even finished Horizon yet. I got to finish Horizon, dude.
So I finished it before
I should probably.
getting to Elden Ring.
I should probably.
You can
get
Golden Path that it is relatively short. It took me like 8 hours.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I should do that then. Bop it down to easy and then Golden Path it. You know what I mean? All right.
I think I did bump it down to easy.
There you go.
I did it. I don't remember if it was to easy or the one below that one. And at one point I was like, I should be getting some challenge out of this. I should be getting some enjoyment out of this. So I'm gonna pump it a bit higher.
Yeah. But okay, is that it? Is that all you gotta say about Elden Ring? Good?
Yeah, that's
All right.
pretty good game.
Sounds good. So that is all we've been playing, my friends. Let's move on to a little bit of housekeeping.
We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and a thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you'd like to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today.
And we are back. I would like to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. Sam, thank you so much for all that you do. You are the reason that Kyle's able to move to a better home. So there you go.
Please, Sam,
thank you.
may I have some more?
Thank you so much for that. And hold on. Kyle, you don't say nothing right now. Don't say nothing right now. Let me look through here, the review show here real quick.
Look at Gino doing his
let's
job
see.
for once. Wow.
So we got some reactions coming up for Miss Marvel, the trailer for Miss Marvel. Is that up on the web on the
That's
on
already
YouTube
out,
yet?
yeah.
That's up? Okay, because I don't see it posted here. I just see it. Oh, well, you don't post them here. You post the Captain's Logs only. But so we got reactions for Miss Marvel there, and that's up on the Reactor course. So go check that out. Miss Marvel looks pretty incredible. I'm seeing a lot of writing here, dude, in the Captain's Log. I'm not.
Dude,
I'm
just
not
go
seeing
into
any
the
actually
YouTube
looking at?
page.
Okay, Patreon only. No, wait, that's Patreon only. That's. I'm just
You just
looking
go
at-
to
Just go into the
homepage.
YouTube channel.
All the stuff that's out is on the homepage.
Oh, I didn't go to the YouTube channel. I went to the
so-
Discord.
For that, yeah.
So the review show has a Black Swan review up.
Okay.
So if you're
Sell
a fan
it to
of
me. Sell it to me. Sell it to me.
that,
Sell it to me.
Me? Or
No, Ignacio. Ignacio's talking. Sell
wait,
it to me.
what?
Sell it to me.
If you're a fan of why am I blanking on her name?
Naomi
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
Portman.
If you're a fan of Natalie Portman, for sure, check that one out. Also, if you're a fan of all things Marvel, Ms. Marvel, the trailer reaction is up on the YouTube channel, so give that one a shot. It was a very good trailer, so definitely got me excited for the show. And I think that's it for.
Check out our
you
YouTube shorts too. Check out our YouTube shorts.
Yeah,
We got some
check out the
YouTube
YouTube
shorts.
shorts.
A little review of a little talking about a review of Black Swan, Trek to Yomi. Happy 10th birthday to Doritos Locos Tacos, actually, which Kyle just told me about about an hour ago. So we got some YouTube shorts there. So check those out, my friends. Check out the YouTube shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And TikTok. I assume they go up on TikTok as well.
Yeah,
They do.
So please check that out. Okay. And anything specific that you want to say? Anything, Kyle, that you want to add, actually? Or no?
Yeah, so this week on the review show, we are watching Godzilla, the original.
Gojira.
Yeah, I wanted to bring some more kaiju content onto that show. So we're starting with the big old lizard himself. So
Which one are you watching?
The original, 1950.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Excellent. All right, my friends. Then that is it for housekeeping. Let's move on to the news of the week. Like I said, Ignacio, take it away.
Did you say it before?
Yeah, I did. I did say that.
Oh, yeah. First news story, we have the Hogwarts Legacy state of play that took place this Thursday. Hogwarts Legacy is a game that was revealed a while ago, a couple of years ago, and we hadn't seen anything out of the game other than the trailer. So we finally got some gameplay of the game. We now know more about it. So first up, some general setting for the game. It's taking place on the late 1800s. You are a fifth year student that just got into Hogwarts, so you are a new student there. So because of that, because of the fifth year, you are basically trying to catch up with the other 5 years there. So they showed that you can go around Hogwarts, you can explore Hogwarts, while also you can attend classes. They showed the potions classes, herbology, and some other classes. I think is defense. No, defense wouldn't be a class. There's defense against arts, but they showed a class where they taught you how to fight and you had duels with other people. So you got Hogwarts. Then the overall story of the game is that there's going to be a goblin rebellion going on. So apparently you are kind of like this important kid that has some special abilities that no one has seen before. So because of that, you will be teaming up with this one professor and unraveling what's going on with the goblin rebellion that's also being fueled by these dark wizards. So you have to unravel what's going on there. So they showed, or they gave you a general premise of the game, but also they showed a lot of what is going to be going on in the game. Like I said, you get to explore Hogwarts. They showed quite a bit of it, your typical settings that you would see. But also they showed places that you hadn't seen in other pieces of Harry Potter media. And one of the good things that they talked about is that it's not only going to be Hogwarts that you will be exploring, but also you get Hogsmeade, which is the town that's next to Hogwarts that students get to go to. But also they show that you'll be able to explore the land where Hogwarts is. So you'll get to explore what's beyond Hogwarts there. So it is kind of like an open world game. We don't know exactly how this is going to work, but it looked like an open world game. You'll be able to use your broom to move around it. So that's one of the things that got me worried, because the game is being developed by Avalanche. One of the Avalanches, not the one that you're thinking of, but the other one that's been developing a licensed game. So this game seemed a bit too ambitious, seeing the track record of the studio. because they showed a lot of locales. They showed like an open world outside of Hogwarts. They also seem to imply that Hogwarts itself will also be very, very open. There's a lot to explore in Hogwarts. Secret places, puzzles to solve, all that stuff. So they showed a lot. So I'm a bit worried about how well they'll be able to do it, because the size of the game seems pretty big. And they also showed gameplay, which, Cal, I don't know if you've been showing the gameplay, but
Yeah.
Yep, I've been playing it here.
when I first saw it, I wasn't very sure of the gameplay, because you have to remember that these are people fighting with wands and spells. So at first glance, it is a bit difficult to make it look interesting. The movies had that problem. You eventually end up having people just shooting it like a gun. But for what we saw in the gameplay, the more that I saw, it sold me on it, because you have your typical spells that are basically your basic damage spells, but they also show different kinds of spells. Like you have the one that you can attract people to you. You can leave them up in the air. You have fire spells. You have shields. That's one of the other things that they showed.
Spells and stuff
Stealth
like that.
spells, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that they showed is that you will have your typical dodge and parry for in the game. You have a defensive spell, you can dodge. So there's a lot that they showed. Also, again, they showed a lot. You can also find the magical creatures scattered all around the world. Yeah, you can save, and you will have this like your own personal space, like kind of like a farm, let's call it, where you'll be able to grow or raise the magical creatures. You'll also be able to brew potions that you will be able to take into the game. And again, going back to the creatures, you will also be able to use certain creatures to help you. They showed a mandrake, which, if you know from the movies, the mandrakes, once you take them out, they scream very loudly, so you'll be able to use that to stun enemies. So they showed a lot.
They did.
I gotta say, I'm pretty excited. Leaving to the side the whole elephant in the room with Harry Potter right now, leaving all that behind, just focusing on the game that they are making. As a fan of Harry Potter and as someone who throughout his whole life has played almost all Harry Potter games, this looks like the Harry Potter game that I've wanted. This seems like the most perfect Harry Potter game that you can make. The most truthful game.
Yeah,
I'm a bit worried how they'll execute, but from what what they showed, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It impressed me a lot. I do have to say, my first thought when they showed it and it was like, and here is Hogwarts. I was like, ooh, that looks bad. I was like, that does not look good at all. But then they started to show things, inside the school, around it. Here's Hogsmeade. Here's this. Here's what the spells look like. And I was like, this actually looks really cool. Like this looks. I'm kind of interested in this, and Harry Potter's something I like, but it's not my favorite by far. I've read the books once, and that was it. So I'm interested to see what this game is and what if they can deliver on all of that stuff, and if possible I would like to support the developers of the game, because I know they are not J.K. Rowling, and in regards to her, fuck J.K. Rowling and her transphobia. So I don't want to support it because of that, because I know that she will get money from this somehow, some way. So I haven't really fully dealt with my thoughts on if I'm going to get this yet, but I'm of two minds. So
yeah, that's you guys already touched up on it, but if you do want to know more about everything, there's a good article on GameSpot. J.K. Rowling's anti-transgender stance and Hogwarts Legacy, which is written by Jesse Earl here on GameSpot. That talks about everything she said and and the implications of all that stuff. But obviously, of course, buying the game doesn't make you a bad person or anything like that. If you just if you just want to play the game and whatever and all that stuff, but it does support J.K. Rowling, which is a hard thing to think about. So of course, at your own discretion, you could play that game however or whatever you want. So
and also
yeah.
before I forget, one big thing that they announced is that the game is coming out this year, holiday 2022.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can stick to it. I am a bit worried because one, they were big saying holiday 2022, but also this is the first time that we're seeing the game, that we're seeing gameplay. I think the game was revealed on 2020 when we got the PS5 revealed. I think that's when the game got revealed. And since then, we haven't seen anything. Again, the game is super ambitious. So hopefully they can stick to holiday 2022. But I'm a bit skeptical as to whether or not they can.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's move on to number 2 here. We got Silent Hill. Amid reboot rumors, Konami renews the trademark for Silent Hill here. So this comes from IGN over on IGN. Ryan Dinsdale wrote here. Konami has renewed its Silent Hill trademark amid ongoing rumors that a reboot is on the way. As reported by Video Games Chronicle, Reddit user Long John Silver noticed the updated trademark, which came alongside renewals for Frogger, Gradius, The Water Margin, and Tokimeki Memorial. The Silent Hill trademark covers games, virtual reality headsets, and a number of other goods and services, though this isn't particularly unusual as Konami still sells a variety of Silent Hill merchandise. Ignacio, are we ever going to get a Silent Hill game?
Dude, another week, another Silent Hill rumor, am I right?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see it. Everyone thinks now about Silent Hill as like Kojima game, which that isn't true. Only because the last canceled game was supposed to be a Kojima game. But there has been a lot more Silent Hill apart from that whole reboot that they wanted to do with Kojima and his people. I'm sure that they'll do it at one point. That being said, that would mean Konami making a game for once, other than Pro Evolution Soccer and Yu-Gi-Oh! Then who knows when, if ever, that will happen.
Yeah. Because the thing with Kojima with PT and stuff, they have to see the popularity of that thing and be like, they have to see the popularity with every IP that they have. Every single IP that they have is hugely popular, and they're not doing anything about it, which is weird. Yeah. That's they're dropping the bag. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, again, these are just rumors.
Yeah, this is just a renewal of a trademark.
Just basic stuff that could probably mean nothing or mean something. What I want to see is something that would be great to see is PlayStation buys Silent Hill IP or Konami's IP or something like that. You know what I mean?
I think. See, that one is a bit tough because they cannot buy Konami outright because Konami is so much bigger than games. People do not think of that. Yeah. So Sony, I don't think they wanna take in all the other markets that Konami is on. So then you go into, would Konami just sell their IP? And that's, I don't know if Konami would be willing to make that deal from the interest that they've shown on their games. So I don't know if that could ever happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Also, speaking of trademark renewal, you don't have it here, but apparently there was also a renewal for GoldenEye, with regards
For
to
GoldenEye?
software. Yeah.
I see. Amid that. Okay,
Yeah.
because the ones I mentioned there were the only ones here in the article, but I guess there was more then.
Oh no, not connected to that one.
Oh, not connected to this one? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apparently there was
Interesting.
also a GoldenEye. No, because GoldenEye doesn't have to do with Konami.
I see.
But yeah, apparently that happened this week, which that goes hand in hand with the rumors of a GoldenEye remake.
Is GoldenEye Rare?
The game was developed by Rare. The GoldenEye for N64 was developed by Rare. I don't know who developed the remake that we got.
I see. Okay. All right then. So
One last thing on that
yes.
one. I think it was also mentioned in that the article we just read, but apparently someone else now owns the domain name for silenthill.com. They bought it out I guess when Konami was sleeping, and now someone else owns it.
Someone bought silenthill.com just to troll the publisher, it says here.
Right, yeah.
The website now displays a single real tweet from Silent Hill 2 and 3's art director, Masahiro Ito, who said he regrets designing the series' iconic villain Pyramid Head. That's funny. Wow. What a troll, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder how much money he's going to get from that. From that website.
Again, it would depend
name.
on Konami wanted to make a game.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to number 3 here. Everything at id at Xbox. Id, what does id stand for again?
I think it's ID.
Well, I say id.
Yeah, ID, indie developers.
Indie developers.
It is a different thing. id Software.
id Software. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. And indie developers at Xbox Showcase. I did not watch this. This was like very early in the morning, I think. Or actually too early for me. I think it was at 12 p.m. Eastern. And I was just waking
Probably
up.
a good choice.
So,
it was also 3 hours long. These are not this is not the like quick, like here's a present. It's meant to be like a longer, like let's, watch all this stuff.
The thing that I was looking out for in this one obviously was, is Tunic going to come out on Game Pass today? Because that's what it was coming out. The presentation was that day. Tunic was supposed to drop that day, and there was no information on it going to Game Pass. And it was also not on the store. So I figured they were going to announce that there, and they did. They showed the Tunic here that was that's going to be released on Game Pass there. But they also showed a bunch of other stuff. So let me open this link here and go through. I guess they start here. This is from Game Informer. Wesley LeBlanc wrote this up here. And I guess he puts the biggest announcement here at the top, the biggest announcements. So we'll go through them. Did you get to watch this, Ignacio?
No, I had no idea that it had happened until after it happened.
Okay, so there's this one game here that I think looks cool, so I'll just talk about that. But we got Immortality, which is an interactive movie trilogy. So I guess similar to, I actually don't know what it's similar to. But this is coming on Game Pass as well on launch day this summer. So we have that. And then Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, which this looks cool to me. I thought this looked pretty cool. I saw the trailer for this. It's an open world action RPG, which is always good. And this is from the same team that made Ashen earlier. This is also coming to Game Pass later this year. And I thought it looked pretty cool. It's like this girl that is holding like, obviously a gun, and she has like a wolf fox sort of spirit companion that does different attacks or whatever. They didn't show any gameplay, they just showed a trailer. But I thought the description of it looked pretty cool. So what else do we have here? Anything that you find interesting, Ignacio, you could point it out too. So
the only one that sticks out to me is WrestleQuest.
WrestleQuest.
Yeah, it is a wrestling themed RPG. like
see.
CCM-based RPG.
Interesting.
Yeah, it looks fun from the gameplay that I found.
Oh, it has wrestling icons Macho Man Randy Savage and Andre the Giant. Look at that. Okay. And then
I'm sorry. You were like wrestling icons like Macho Man Ron.
yeah, I messed up there. What else do we got? So we got those Game Pass announcements. Obviously, Tunic, which came out that day. Crusader Kings 3 coming out March 29th. And Trek to Yomi sometime this spring, which is coming to Game Pass. We didn't know that until then, right? That's pretty cool. So we got Trek to Yomi coming to Game Pass. And then what else? In addition to new announcements and Xbox Game Pass reveals, 2 montages were shown during the showcase featuring the following games: Paradise Killer, which is available now, actually. Kraken Academy, available March 22nd. Beacon Pines, sometime in the future. Citizen Sleeper, sometime in the future. I don't know any of these. These are all a bunch of indie games. And then what else do we have? They just got a Spring Game Spotlight, and that's it. I mean, I didn't get to watch this, but the one thing that I saw was Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, which I thought looked cool. Is there anything here that you thought looked cool, Kyle?
I well, of course, I'm interested in Trek to Yomi. It sounds like the way they advertised Crusader Kings 3 was pretty cool. They got T-Pain to do some stuff with that, which I've heard good things about that game. None of these necessarily appeal to me specifically, though. I think Cursed to Golf could be fun for a lot of people. It's a golf game, of course, as the name implies, but it sounds like there's going to be all sorts of shenanigans and hazards and wizards and magic and who knows what. So good stuff.
Cool.
Good fun stuff.
Cool. All right. So there you have it. Everything announced at ID at Xbox. ID at Xbox. That wasn't everything, but there's a bunch of stuff there. So look that up if you want. So let's move on to number 4 here. Moon Studios, the creators of Ori, called an oppressive place to work. So I'm just now for the first time seeing this, as we put it in here. And I thought Moon Studios worked remote. So that's my thoughts off the title. I guess we'll read this. And I'll see what they're talking about. Yeah, so they do work remote then. So let me just read this here then. So this is from VentureBeat. Dean Takahashi says here, gaming fans know Moon Studios for its amazing Ori games with beautiful art and emotional stories, but a number of current and former employees consider the Ori studio an oppressive place to work. That is according to GamesBeat's interviews with Moon developers. Moon developers told GamesBeat that they found the studio's culture oppressive. They alleged that the leaders used calls for an open and honest workplace as a pretense for abuse. The founders criticized the work of employees in public chats and were stingy with praise. So far, no one is suing or claiming unlawful behavior, but many workers are fed up with what they see as inappropriate behavior by the founders. What kind of inappropriate behavior? Let me look this up.
So I didn't put it in the little write up here and haul it out, but they have examples in there of just blatant racism, anti-Semitism, just all sorts of stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay, look. As an example, Mailer and Coral regularly made unprofessional offensive comments in quotations. Tyler is the only person who was aware of my devious plans to kill the Jews by making them work to death through game development. Mailer joked in a text chat that was available for anyone in the company to read. One developer said the chat was rough because the founders felt free to make jokes about their penis sizes. What else do we have here? Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of assholes, pretty much, I guess. We don't believe the experiences suggested by your questions are representative of more than 80. This is them responding to this. Okay. I mean, yeah, looks like a bunch of asshole stuff to say. Let me see. It's an impressive workplace for sure, but it's hard to pinpoint one thing because in isolation, all of these incidents, if they happen once, you would think they are small things. When you're dealing with that for multiple years, you're going to see the decline of people's mental health. I can say that for myself personally. I was properly messed up after we finished. I've never been depressed until that moment. I lost my passion for my job because they drummed it out of me. That sucks. That's pretty horrible. Just another one. You know what I mean? It's just another place that sucks to work at. It kind of makes you not want to work in the video game industry. You know what I mean? So that sucks to see that there's so many places that you would think have a good, like Moon Studios. I thought had just a great work environment. They've always been remote. They all just have good teamwork. They're making these incredible games all fully remote, so they have great communication. But I guess not. So, oh well. Anything to add, Ignacio?
No, you said it all. I could have sworn that I had seen with this story that it was also something with Microsoft. Something
Really?
about the relationship with Microsoft.
Was that a little beep on your end?
Who's that?
I heard a little beep, a little beeping.
Was
that you, Kyle?
I didn't hear
No,
anything.
my microphone has been off. But no, so they've been making games for Microsoft. I don't think they're exclusive though. They're independent.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But God, now that you say that though, I think there was some other story about a Microsoft studio, and the culture was not great. But I mean, it might be this next story that we're talking about.
Oh,
here, but,
okay. So yeah, let's move on to that then.
I'm not sure.
Wait for before we move on. For the Moon thing, the only thing in the article that I can see regarding Microsoft is that Moon Studio wasn't particularly very good at keeping timetables, keeping their things for the times assigned to them. So that created friction with Microsoft.
Interesting.
Because the studio put kind of like quality before the deadlines. So
interesting. I see. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of Microsoft, of course, let's go on to the next article. We've seen massive exits from Xbox's studio, The Initiative, which we have yet to see anything from them yet. This is from Video Games Chronicle.
We do know one thing about the Initiative is
the
Perfect Dark reboot.
We know we haven't seen that come out yet or anything like that. Mm-hmm. This is Andy Robinson wrote this up over on Video Games Chronicle. Xbox's The Initiative Studio has seen a fast and furious wave of senior departures in the past 12 months, VGC has learned. As much as half of the core development team known to be working on the upcoming Perfect Dark reboot quit the company during the last year, or around 36 people. Analysis of employee LinkedIn profiles has revealed. That includes most of the Initiative's senior design team, including game director Dan Newberger, design director Drew Murray, lead level designer Chris O'Neill, principal world builder Jolien Myers, 2 senior system designers, a group of 3 former God of War designers, and more. And the turnover of top talent doesn't end in design. Perfect Dark's 2 most senior writers also recently quit, analysis shows, along with the project's technical director, tech art director, lead gameplay engineer, lead animator, QA lead, and more. That's everybody, dude. The whole studio left. What's going on here? The timing of the departures coincides with the September 2021 announcement that Crystal Dynamics had signed to co-develop Perfect Dark. Interesting. This, combined with the few job roles currently advertised at the initiative, suggests that the Tomb Raider developer is likely taking a much stronger lead than first thought on the project. So I don't think they're leaving. I think they're being let go. What do you guys think? I think they're being let go. Ignacio, are you eating? Ignacio, are you eating?
God, Ignacio
Yeah.
is eating on the podcast.
What?
Not engaged in the conversation at all.
What are you eating?
Done.
Show me what you're eating. Show me the sandwich. Sandwich in full mouth. He said that was his mouth full, dude.
No.
Sandwich.
I only did it because you could clearly see that I was eating and you kept going at me.
Ignacio,
wanted me
you're
to
on
respond.
video. You're on video.
Of course, I see that
There's
you're
a video
eating.
version of this podcast.
And then
Yeah,
I'm literally
I was-
engaged.
I was nodding.
I'm literally
I was
asking,
nodding.
what do you guys think? And you're still chewing up a storm, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you couldn't have asked Kyle. You could clearly see I was eating.
Kyle's packing right now, dude.
No, yeah.
I think I think they're letting these people go. What do you think?
I
Oh,
don't
no.
necessarily agree.
Now Kyle can answer.
Yeah, go eat. Go have your little lunch, Ignacio. I don't know. I mean, I don't work there. I don't know what's happening, but
Mhm.
that's the thing is Crystal Dynamics, they're not in charge. They don't own the IP.
Yeah.
So they can't really be the like, hey, well, we don't like the way you're doing this, so you guys are all let go here.
Mhm.
Those decisions would come from
Microsoft.
higher up or from from Microsoft or the lead team, but it's the lead team that's leaving. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of wild to see all of that, and I just it makes me think that they really they don't know what they want to do with this
Yeah.
game.
It is very weird because the initiative was going to be Microsoft's, on their own words, quadruple A studio.
Yeah, they really ate their words, dude.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this
really.
was going to be Microsoft's big studio, like comparing it to Sony Santa Monica and Sony and all that stuff. So yeah, it is weird that now it looks like Square Enix is hitting more and more of the project to the point that it seems like at some point the initiative is just going to disappear.
Yeah.
Because it is now turning into a Square Enix project, not the initiative studio, because the initiative is slowly disappearing. So
Slight
what does that
correction.
mean?
It's Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, Crystal
specifically,
Dynamics.
but-
Sorry.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it would
Crystal
still
Dynamics.
be published by Microsoft unless
Yeah.
they work out some other deal there.
Yeah. So it is very weird, and also if you add to that the track record of Microsoft exclusive games from their own studios, do they have very bad luck in this department? Because their strategy now seems to be now that they are going to be buying studios that are already established and putting out games, and that seems to be working for them. But then they also have the studio that they built, and it's slowly falling down. So
Yeah, it's tough.
They're bad luck.
It is hard for Microsoft because we're seeing like they have a lot of first party teams that haven't done anything yet. Like they're doing. We know they're doing stuff, but they haven't released anything yet. We have freaking who do we have that's like the MVP right now for that? I think
They have
Obsidian,
343.
but they have Obsidian right now that literally released what is it?
Well, the Outer Worlds,
Outer
which was a
Worlds.
game that they were working on before being acquired.
And
So
then
that was
the,
a multi-platform game.
Oh,
So
it's
if
just
you
that they
go-
announced Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 at the same time. So they're
So
like,
if you go
Yeah.
into the studios that are prior to the Bethesda and Activision acquisitions, you have 343, which is working on
Mhm.
Halo, which that took a while. They have Playground Games, which are the ones making
Fable.
Forza and Fable, but
And Fable,
they
yeah.
have been making the Forza games, so you have them being kind of like their constant pillar of outputting games.
Mhm.
They have Rare, which made Sea of Thieves and is working now on another game, but Sea of Thieves.
That one, the one that they made Everwild, they said they just restarted it or something, right?
Oh
there
yeah,
was something
they
like that.
had that one.
Rare was doing Everwild, but then they just had to completely restart, I think, or something like that. That happened. They're just not having some good luck with these.
They
these
have the
studios.
Hellblade people, which again they were making multi-platform games before being acquired.
Mhm.
What else do they have? What's the zombie game?
The zombie. Oh, State of Decay.
State of Decay. They have them.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called though. What that studio is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like.
But yeah.
I mean, these games,
I mean,
all the games that they're working on look good. They all look great.
Yeah.
But we just have to see them. We haven't seen
And
them.
they have all their fronts covered with Bethesda and in future Activision, but those are established studios that have still the momentum that they've had through all these years. So
yeah,
you have that's working very well, but then you have them building a studio of their own that is now slowly falling down and slowly crumbling.
it's 36 people, dude. That's a lot of people to lose in like a year. That's like an exodus of something. I don't know. Something's going on there that we don't know of. So I guess we'll see if the initiative ends up staying like the quadruple A studio that they wanted it to stay as. That they wanted it to be, I mean. So I guess we'll see what happens there. But yeah. I guess we'll see what happens when Perfect Dark comes out, if it ever does, the reboot. We'll see. So what? That is all we have for the big news here, my friends. So let's move on to the new and notable. I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Ignacio. You could eat your sandwich.
Okay, fine. I was about to worry about it. I guess now I shouldn't.
I was actually gonna. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to cut new and notable, and what I wanted to do is at the end when we do what are we looking forward to this week, I want to say what game are you looking forward to that's coming out soon. I wanted to get that from each of us, so we all have one little game to highlight. You know what I mean? I felt like doing that instead of having a new and notable. How do you feel about that, Kyle? What do you think about that?
Excellent, Robin.
So I don't mind cutting new and notable. I think the information is helpful just to give people a heads up. But the thing is, if I'm not interested in any of the games coming out this week, right?
So you say something different.
I would have nothing to say there.
Well, that's why it's the question. What are you looking forward to this week?
So what if?
And then also,
what if there's a?
What game are you looking forward to?
What if there's a game that no one's interested in?
Well, you guys aren't gamers then. Right here, first and new and notable, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Course Pass Wave 1 is now available and includes these 8 courses: Paris Promenade, Toad Circuit, Choco Mountain, Coconut Hall, Tokyo Blur, Shroom Ridge, Sky Garden, Ninja Hideaway. Rune Factory 5 is coming to Switch on March 22nd. The Ascent, which is on Xbox Game Pass, is now coming to Sony consoles, PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on March 24th. Ghostwire Tokyo, believe it or not, has not been delayed at all, and it is coming out March 25th. Another one coming out March 25th is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Did I say Ghostwire Tokyo is on PlayStation 5 and PC? Kirby and the Forgotten Land is on Switch, and that is coming out the same day as Ghostwire Tokyo, March 25th. So you got to make a decision. Ghostwire Tokyo or Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Which one are you choosing, Ignacio?
Both.
Okay. All right. Big money balling over here, guys. You have Gran Turismo?
No.
Well, fake rich guy. Tiny Tina's Wonderland is also coming out March 25th for all consoles except Google Stadia and Amazon Luna.
What a shame.
Are you getting this one as well?
No.
Oh, so
It's not on Stadia, so I'm not kidding.
Oh, it's not on Stadia? Okay. And then we also got Crusader Kings 3 coming to next gen consoles or current gen consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S on March 29th. That is also going to be on Game Pass. Super Massive Games announced The Quarry, a spiritual successor to Until Dawn, launching in June. So this is not part of the, what is it? The anthology?
It isn't part of the
What's it called?
Dark
Pictures
anthology.
Yeah, so
That's
this
with
is
Bandai Namco.
So they said this is separate, as is more of a successor to Until Dawn, a spiritual successor to Until Dawn, and it looks absolutely incredible, let me tell you. I saw the trailer for it. A bunch of Hollywood actors again for this one. Ariel Winter, David Arquette, Justice Smith, Brenda Song.
Heck yeah.
So Ashley Tisdale in House of Ashes, Brenda Song in The Quarry, London Tipton, or what's the other one? What's her name? I forgot her name.
Maddie something.
London Tipton is Brenda Song.
It's Brenda Song, yeah.
Sharpay? That's High School Musical.
That's High School Musical.
Ah, gosh, what's her name in it? I forgot.
Maddie something.
Maddie?
I think.
Maddie. Oh, gosh. And then Ubisoft's Roller Champions game has been delayed to late spring. I've never heard of Roller Champions.
It sounds familiar. I vaguely remember the game.
Hold on.
What?
Sweet Lives of Zach and Cody. Maddie Fitzpatrick. I would
There
not
you
have
go.
remembered that, but it's Maddie. Ashley Tisdale in House of Ashes and Brenda Song in The Quarry. Looking forward to that one. That game looked great. But that is it for the new and notable. Since Alan is a fool, I will not say his line. I am striking from that. So that's new and notable. We'll go to the lightning round now. I'll do it. It's okay. Just kidding. Go.
First up, we have the announcement that both Arceus and Darkrai are now obtainable on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Good.
I believe for Arceus, you need to have purchased or played Pokemon Legends Arceus to make him available. For Darkrai, I'm not sure, but it might be the same deal for that one. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Next
a
up, we have
Plague Tale TV show.
a game that no one cares about is getting a TV show.
Oh, how very exciting. How very exciting is this? Right? Plague Tale. I think a lot of people should know about this game more. So for
I played it once.
I'm excited for this one. I need to go and play the whole thing of the first one because I want to play the second one, which is in the works. But it's good enough that it's getting a TV show too. Hell yeah!
Heck yeah, man!
A lot of games are getting.
No,
TV
I'm telling
shows
you,
nowadays.
This game has a good story. Like I'm very glad that it's getting a TV show. I don't know on what or where. Like no information on it. Just one guy saying, "I'm honored to work on the adaptation as a TV series of A Plague Tale." Matthew Turi. French website Alicine announced that the extraordinary medieval fantasy world will be adapted into a TV series with plans to keep the show closer to its setting and to the game's original Bordeaux-based developer Asobo. Okay, cool. Oh, it's going to be like a French TV show rather than being.
Doesn't it take place in France?
Yeah, so they're keeping it there rather than being handed over to any of the U.S. production studios that have shown interest. Interesting. Okay, that looks cool. That sounds cool.
Speaking of France, Ubisoft is aiming to make games with limitless worlds. Thanks to new tech scalars.
This is what they're meant for. They need to make MMOs. They're already there. Ubisoft is already there with the big worlds, with a shit ton of useless stuff to do. Just let everybody be there. And it's an MMO.
Do you think that that's what they mean by limitless? An MMO?
I saw someone tweet that maybe they're making MMOs. And I was like, that's probably what that means, to be honest with you. Like, I wouldn't see why not. Like, if they have the base level for it, you know? All they need to do is add that massive multiplayer aspect. That's all they need to do.
Add that massive multiplayer aspect, slap Tom Clancy's name in there, and you got a game.
No, make an Assassin's Creed MMO, and that is going to be successful.
Do you think that could...
I think it could.
Wait, no, didn't they announce Assassin's Creed game that was kind of sounding like an MMO, maybe?
It was going to be something like that where they just keep adding to it, and it was just going to be Assassin's Creed Infinity or something, where it's just like, that's the Assassin's Creed game, and it'll just keep getting added to. If they make that an MMO, I think it could do well. If they pull it off. That could be a really good, cool game. That could be a really cool game. But they're not going to because it's Ubisoft.
We shall see what the Tom Clancy's MMO game will look like.
I guess so.
Next up, Microsoft is removing direct to Twitter sharing features from Xbox consoles.
As soon as PlayStation got it, they said no. Wow.
PlayStation has had it for a while.
Oh, it's the one that, PlayStation added the one where you could, remember that we did it with Alan, where you send it to your phone or something?
Yeah, your screenshots go directly to the phone app.
Oh,
yeah, no, you've been able to share to Twitter since the PS4.
Yeah. Directly from the PlayStation.
PS3, PS4.
Okay. Oh, so they're removing direct to Twitter from the console. Okay.
Yeah.
Because everyone uses their phones, I guess, now for it. Yeah.
I use a Twitter PlayStation thing once in a while.
Well, now you have your phone.
I don't know if you've ever seen me tweet about my what they call the Victory Royales in Fortnite.
No. Never.
That's weird.
That's weird, yeah.
Weird. You claim to play Fortnite.
Oh, yeah, I play every single day. 40 hours a day.
And yet I haven't gotten any invitations from you.
20 hours a day I play.
Interesting.
I never see you on.
You've never hit me out to play.
Never see you on.
I'm always on.
Never see you.
Moving on, Gran Turismo 7 single player, which requires a constant internet connection, was left unplayable for about a day after the 1.07 update. However, the problem was fixed with update 1.08.
Nice. Good. Thanks.
Yeah. I know, Gino, that affected your day the other day, so
couldn't go to my...
You are now able to play.
Couldn't go to my
GT7.
daily cafe. My daily cafe, you know?
Yeah. You with all your money.
Eat the rich, right? Right. That's what we were supposed to do with
exactly,
that one. No?
100%.
Yeah. I put that one on there because I thought it was kind of wild that they like do this update and something that they didn't catch in testing, like just completely renders it like legitimately unplayable. And it got stuck like that for a day. They were just like, shit. Well, guess we need to fix that.
I hate it when games do that, when it requires constant internet connection, even though you are not using it.
Yeah.
And making it unplayable when you cannot access it.
Yeah.
It's so well.
Stupid Elden Ring.
Fucking Elden Ring. Moving on, the new Resident Evil show is hitting Netflix on July 14. We also got a synopsis of the game a synopsis of the show in case you are interested in that. We don't have it here, but it is out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Tencent has bought a majority.
You took way too long, Ignacio, from the end of the Resident Evil story to Tencent. That was like 2 seconds.
Tencent has bought a majority stake in Tequila Works, creators of Rhyme. Tencent keeps on doubling up more stake in video games.
They sure do.
Gino, I know you have stakes in so many ventures and studios and whatever. What are your thoughts?
I'm battling Tencent day by day. Absolutely battling them for all these studios and all this stuff. They took Riot from me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
You seem to be losing quite a lot. Tencent keeps on buying people.
They keep because the thing is, we both have the same inside man. You know what I mean? And whenever they tell me something, Tencent immediately gobbles them up as soon as I hear about it too. You know, so it's tough. It's tough, man.
Yeah,
it's tough.
I'm sure it's also tough not having enough money to compete with them.
No, that's
but
not.
Speaking of money, and speaking of having enough money, the Uncharted movie passed 300 million worldwide, exceeding every Tomb Raider film.
Wow, why do they gotta say that? Why do they gotta say that? Why do they gotta say exceeding every Tomb Raider? Like, why can't they just say any other movie?
You know what? Any other movie.
Exceeding every other movie that's made less than 300 million, like something else. Why are they comparing this to Tomb Raider?
Because it's the same genre. Dummy. Video game to movie. It's they're both basically Indiana Jones ripoffs.
I like Alicia Vikander. Tomb Raider movie is great. I'm sorry to tell you, I've seen that movie.
It was fine.
It
was fun, but I would say that the Uncharted movie was better. It was an entertaining film, and if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go watch it.
Okay.
EA has removed Russia and Belarus as eligible countries in their esports program.
Man, it really just feels like everyone's like, I'm not your friend anymore, Russia. Like that's what it just looks like now, and that's great.
Another day, another company pulling out of Russia.
I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Keep going.
You want me to take over?
Going. Yeah.
Okay. What do we got here? EA Play Live has been canceled this year. As we know, Austin Creed hosted it, and he hosted it so poorly that they decided to cancel it.
I'm clipping that out and telling him you said that.
Oh, I'm only saying that because Game Over Greggy said that after 2 successful years of him hosting it. Austin Creed hosted it, and then they got canceled. So that's tough. That's tough to hear.
Yeah, tough to hear.
Again, adding to Greg's ego, 100%, always and forever.
Yeah,
tough. That's tough. What else do we got here? After EA Play Live has been canceled, Elden Ring has sold 12 million copies. And do you know what they decided to do after they heard that from Software? You know what they decided to do? They were like, wow, a lot of people are liking this game. Maybe it's too easy. Let's patch everything so that it's hard now, so that people would stop playing it. And that's exactly what they've done. They patched every build that was worth anything, and they made it impossible. They also have horrible connection with adding your friends and stuff, and it's just so hard. They just made it harder because it was too easy.
Who was it that put out a video today that made that joke? I think it was Mighty Keith, where he said that they made a game that was accessible for all, and now that they sold 12 million, they decided to take that back.
Yeah, I bet that's exactly what they did. As soon as they sold that, it said, oh, they've sold so many copies, the most successful game. They patched it. They were like, all right, now we're gonna patch it. You guys are having too much fun. You guys are having too much good times with this game. Everyone's talking way too good about it. So we're going to make it harder.
Gino, it is an online game. They have to make it fair and balanced.
It's that scene from Remember the Titans where he's like, "You think football is fun?" He's like, yeah, I think football is fun." He's like, "No, football is not fun." He's like, "Football is no fun, sir." It's that with it. You think Elden Ring is fun and accessible?
Yeah.
Video games are hard.
That's exactly what happened there.
But
yeah.
Elden Ring is an online game. They had to make it fair and balanced, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Why do they patch the things that you could cheese? You know what I mean? Why do you got to make it to where like Ignacio's having a hard time with this fire giant, right?
Yeah,
he's having a hard time.
It would be so much easier if they hadn't my specific
before
build.
the patch. I feel like I did it after the patch, but I was able to cheese that boss. And hey, if that's in the game,
I tried it. I tried the cheese strategy twice.
If that's in the game, then it's great, and I still had fun doing that. Killing the boss like that.
And the thing is that they nerf the weapons. They have an anti-cheating system because they are claiming that it is an online game, and yet it does everything in its power to make playing online difficult.
Yeah. They just want it to be hard. They don't want to be this popular kid, with such a cool game that everyone wants to play. They want it to be hard and impossible. And they want people to get annoyed. Oh, the shits are coming, so we gotta go.
Okay.
That was everything from the lightning round. That's everything we got for you guys over here on the dock. That has been our episode. Ignacio, what are you looking forward to this week?
Hopefully beating the fire giant.
Okay.
God. And if I do that and I manage to beat the game, Ghostwire, man. Ghostwire coming out on Friday, and
excellent.
Maybe even Kirby Friday.
Okay. Not Tiny Tina's, huh? So I am looking forward to. Let me see here. Hopefully, I guess beating Elden Ring and deleting it after that, just finishing it up. Maybe come back to it at a later date and playing around there. Playing some more Tunic. And then just having to make the decision between Ghostwire, Kirby, and Tiny Tina's, because I got to make the decision there. Which one I'm going to invest my time into.
You would go for Tiny Tina?
I would. It looks great. I think Tiny Tina's looks pretty cool. So I do want to play that one. But I guess we'll see what happens then. Yep. And of course, you guys can find me over on Twitter at Gino_VTerry. Ignacio, where can people find you? Should we add Kyle here? I don't know if we should.
I do have some things to say at the end here.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
Well,
me or Kyle?
Ignacio, Ignacio, where can they find you on the internet?
Okay, I guess
they can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojasb. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
All right, go ahead. Let it spill, Kyle.
So next week on the podcast, I'm going to be traveling. I'm not going to have access to my main computer, so the show may look different. We might be recording on a different day than normal as well. So just a heads up for all of that. I'm going to be moving, and I guess next time you see me, I'll try to have my stream room kind of set up-ish. It's also probably going to be a work in progress. So
next week, you might not look at all the podcast.
Yeah, it might be an audio only podcast, which is kind of what I was alluding to. It will still be up on YouTube, but
next week I will not be
beautiful faces.
Well. So it might just end up being Ignacio and Alan, just so you guys know. So very different episode there for you guys. Very fun. See who hosts that, right? We should let them do it, Kyle. We should let them do it. We should see how
2 weeks ago it was me and Kyle. This week it's me and Chino for the most part.
Yeah. I feel like we should
next week.
I'm not going to be here next week. It's my birthday as well, so I will be celebrating that.
What better way to celebrate it?
Than being at a Bad Bunny concert. You know what I'm saying? Heck yeah.
Well, happy early birthday then.
Thank you. And I guess, Kyle, where can people find you on the internet?
At Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter.
All right. And you guys can find all of us over at the Whatnauts, all one word, on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, podcast service of choice. All the good stuff. All the good stuff, you will find us there. But tonight, whatever time you're listening to, this has been Crossplay, and you have been played. Goodbye. Say bye, Ignacio. Say it for people listening. Bye. Wow, your mic was muted, you freaking fool.
It wasn't muted.
Okay.